One thing we have a plentiful bounty of right now within 100 Years quests are antagonists. There's a whole slew of bad guys for everybody to fight. We have each of the dragon gods, we have the White Witch, we've got Diablos, so I'm still suspicious that Diablos is going to become an ally and not actually bad. And then my suspicions as well of Elefsaria being a bad guy and not a, not somebody to be friendly with. But what's very interesting now is it looks like there's going to be turmoil rather, against, or rather between two of the antagonists, that being Selene, the Moon Dragon Goddess, and the White Witch, because the White Witch seems to have been tricked and is not going to be very happy about it. The question is, what is the relationship between these two? What about these two specific characters, ties them together in some way that led to the story as of right now? I mean, clearly at some point she got information from Selene, but where did she meet her? What does she really know about her? And will this actually play into anything important about her story? One thing to note about the White Witch that we have gotten that seems to be, it was foreshadowed and seems to have some significance to it, of why when it came to a body she took over an Exceed specifically. And about said Exceed, about Toka, she is not somebody that Carla recognizes with all the Exceed that came over from Edalus back during the Edalus arc, which means, like, obviously if she's not one of those Exceed, I think the most likely option would be that she's one of the ones that was sent over as eggs, for the fake dragon slaying capture plan. I remember going locate and bring dragon slayers back. It wasn't the actual thing, but it was the premise around when they told publicly what they were doing. So it could be like them, like Happy, like Carla, like Lecter and Frosh, just any of those Exceed that were already in Earthland before the Edalus arc even happened. But if she, if it's specifically because of an Exceed, well, what is the reason going to be? Maybe it's going to be as simple as maybe she had like a cat when she was not immortal back when she was Happy, or maybe she is a small theory, I don't know if it would really go anywhere, maybe like that she's some form of dragon slayer, because maybe she's like for Selene, and although maybe she's like a moon dragon slayer, and we just haven't really gotten any of those technique names yet, or something or other. It may be some relationship between them that might end up being like, oh yeah, logically, you can have an Exceed. But I guess the only logical kind of way you would have an Exceed in like their world is Dragon Slayer, just because it seems to be a very frequent attribute that they have. Not all of them, just most of them. But when it comes down to it, I think that Selene is going to really end up being like a larger antagonist over the White Witch. I mean, the White Witch is definitely powerful. She seems very cunning and she seems very ready to kind of just go a little bit more raw in order to achieve her victory. But she's not, she doesn't have that full-on invincible kind of feeling. It's similar to kind of like how Zareth had. She has some areas that you can tell it's like, oh, she's going to be a lot more vulnerable. I think she's a lot more, she's a lot less in fortitude of her magic, as she is like rather reverse. Her like emotional fortitude isn't going to be as up there with like her magic and stuff, because just the White Witch getting lied to and getting tricked, like she was brought to like tears of both upset and anger. But as it were, we'll probably get a little bit more of a hint in the next couple chapters. They're going to be focusing on her right now and before they get to Alderaan. So I'm hoping just while Alderaan is rampaging, we get some form of hints more further to the White Witch's backstory. I don't want her to be done here. I would like her to last the 100 Years quest and, make it up to the end. She has a lot of potential as a villain. We haven't even gotten a lot about her. We've gotten like hints at like aspects outside of what we've gotten so far. Like I said, with wanting to be an Exceed body specifically, and seemingly there being some emotional tie to it. But other than that, comment below, tell me your thoughts are about this and what you think is going to be coming for, because I mean, she has like this soul body snatching style of immortality now, but maybe it always wasn't the case. Maybe there was something that she had to do along the way that kind of gave her this sentimental one, wanting to be with an Exceed specifically. But other than that, comment below, thumbs up the video, friend the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But I appreciate everybody's already subscribed, and thank you all for listening. Bye.